Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette and this is my channel Evolve with Monette. I'm a professional intuitive empath and I'm super happy to share some energy with you today. Alright guys, we're going to get right into the title of the video. My bestie was Basura. Okay, a lot of us here love our friendships, especially women. I'm talking to you, so come on, I'm talking to you. We love our friendships. I was recently counseling a dear friend of mine regarding a friendship that had dissipated between his wife and her best friend. And he was like, I do not understand why she's freaking out. I do not understand why she's all teary-eyed. I don't even think that she would feel this way about me, yada, yada, yada. And I had to explain to him, my love, this is how we women are when we love our friends. We are deeply devoted, deeply invested. Our female friendships from childhood through adulthood matter so much to us. And as we get older, it is harder to recultivate that, especially if we've had a bestie that's known us since childhood. Well, that was very much the case that happened with me. I had a bestie that I'd known for 20 years and I had cultivated the relationship and whatever, but in the last couple years we evolved and changed, and we could just maybe put it as simply as we grew apart. Okay, but what I realized is that she was kind of trashing our relationship and trash talking it and not sharing with me any of her grievances or concerns. I had to intuit and do my job with her like she was a client, and it was so disappointing. And anyway, I figured it out, but I realized basura means trash. She trashed us. She trash talked me. She treated our relationship like trash, and she didn't value it. What do we do with trash? We throw it away. We undervalue it. She didn't know who I was becoming. And the reason that I say that is because she was treating everything like trash with a trashy person, a person who was basura. She had assimilated and started to have some really negative energy transference with a trash box and a gutter snipe. And what happened was she just devalued this piece of gold. Our friendship was golden. And what she didn't realize, poor sweet, bless her heart, what she didn't realize is that the person that she was devaluing our relationship with was so incredibly jealous. Now, she did realize it because she told me, this girl says she's jealous all the time, and da-da-da-da-da, right? But it's because she's never had a friendship like that girl. And she was even wiser than my bestie. She knew that what we had was valuable, so she set out to destroy that. And my bestie, not knowing that she had real gold in front of her, I wouldn't even call what she went to fool's gold. I would call that tinfoil. Tinsley the tinfoil. That's what I would call it. And I mean that, y'all. This girl was racist. She had all kinds of issues. She was wildly codependent. She had a litany of lovers and a husband and 3 kids, all the things. And what I realized about the situation was that water meets its own level. And I thought, I have held this woman in high vibration. And the truth was, this is who she really was. You cannot hold somebody to your standard. And yes, I can say my bestie was basura because of the behavior. But the truth of the matter is, I actually feel like that was a better equally yoked friendship for her. They could be reckless and sleep with each other and fight each other and stalk each other and all things I was not willing to do. And I purposely withheld a lot of sexual energy and all that stuff from my bestie because I thought, if I can salvage our relationship on the premise of honor and just real friendship, then maybe she'll understand the value. I knew we would come to a test like this. I didn't think she would fail it so miserably and throw away our friendship and devalue and degrade me, which was so unacceptable. And with somebody racist, I could never forgive her for it. So it really woke me up. But I realized that what happens here is sometimes when you get into a situation and you don't realize what you have and you don't invest into it. I made a lot of investments into our relationship. I communicated with her. I taught her how to be intimate and communicate. I don't mean sex, I mean communication. I remember years ago putting my hand to hers and being like, let's really talk. Let's have a talk. And these are techniques I use with my clients and techniques I use with the kids that I used to teach. This is who I am, but it's not who she was. And sometimes you have to realize that, yeah, she was basura, but I also think we were not in alignment, and that she may have been trying to be who I was, and she did, single white female, try to be who I was. But beyond that, it was uncomfortable for her. And so I can say my bestie was basura, and it's a catchy title, but the truth of the matter is we were unequally yoked. Maybe that's more appropriate. Maybe to her, I was basura, and I was to her. She treated me like trash, trash, and she threw me away like trash, and she behaved like she didn't care about me and kept comparing me and doing all this kind of triangulation, very covert narcissistic stuff, because she was with a malignant narc. And God bless her, that's her journey to go on. But that didn't mean I had to stay to be treated like basura. It didn't mean I stayed for that. What I did was I pulled up my big girl panties and I left. And it hurt like hell. But I left because I will not be disrespected. Because I honor myself and I honor my divinity. Divine empath, divine feminine, if you're watching, honor your divinity. Even if it's your bestie. Even if there's no sex. Even if it's just a strictly platonic relationship. You will be respected. And even in my absence, she will understand. She can hate me and love me and hate me again. She can cry about it, be sad about it, and be livid with anger. I don't care. But I will be respected. Even if it's from a great distance forever. I don't do the backseas thing once I understand how the nature of a person, and I think we all can evolve and change. But her lesson to learn with me was that when you have another person that's spiritual and good and loves you that comes in your life, not Jennifer, who may not have the backbone. Jennifer, if you're watching, I hope that you find your backbone and you do not get into the narc empath dynamic. You can hate me all you want to, my love. A little special message to you. But I saw the way she treated you. And I saw the way she thought of you. And it was things you would not think. You deserve someone to be good to you. I hope you find your voice. You can throw rocks at this camera. You can hate it all day. But I'm speaking to your heart. You don't deserve to be blown off and treated like shit. That's her piss poor behavior. You don't deserve that. But in any case, stay friends. She needs a friend. And I thought you were actually a good human. Really intelligent. Maybe you gave her some bad advice because she didn't tell you the truth of our relationship. But I forgive you. In any case, what I will say here is, if your bestie is not valuing you, it's okay to walk away and to value yourself. That may be, in fact, the lesson it was for me. My angels are like, how long are you going to hold on to this thing that causes you so much pain? And beyond causing you so much pain, if they're not valuing you, if they're jealous of you, if they're plotting against you, if they can't be happy for your promotions and your wins, I instinctively began to hide good things, that were happening to me because I knew that she would struggle with it. And I got to tell you this, I got to be fair. She was not always like that. There were times when I first started working from home and freelancing for the companies that I did and really building my business where she would come to me. One time in particular, and she called me and she said, we were long distance, and she says, you know, I'm really struggling. I love you and I'm struggling. I'm struggling and I'm feeling jealous because this is a life that I want, and I don't want to be at my job and I don't like it and this, that, and the third. And she was very honest and candid with me. And can I tell you, I've never respected her more. In that moment, I was like, I'm going to work extra hard. I'm going to bless her with everything. I'm going to buy her a house. That was a few years ago before she got around some negative, low vibrational, gutter snipe, demonic people that were racist on top of it. And it broke my heart to watch her allow that energy transference to happen. But not enough heartbreak for me to stay there and get my face smashed in with their plots and schemes. And that one was murderous, the one she was attached to. I was very worried for her, but she needed it. She loved it. She fed off of it. Another video for another time. What I will tell you is the woman that came to me a few years ago and said that was a woman I could work with. You are allowed to feel jealousy. You are allowed to feel that. I feel jealousy. We all feel these things at times. It is part of the human condition. But the difference between my Basura bestie that I had to leave recently versus that woman that I loved, that came to me with her heart in her hand and integrity and honesty. And we talked it through. And I said, I'm so glad you came to me and talked to me. She didn't punish me. She wasn't passive aggressive. All of that changed. She started they want to see you do better, just not better than them. And she didn't realize that me doing better or doing better, period, not just than her, would have only been a blessing to her. But she allowed devil energy, next video, to play her out of her position via that low vibrational friend that she had to be attached to. It was such a shame. But what I will tell you is I valued myself. Just because she trashed us didn't mean I was going to trash me or allow her to further trash me. And so that's what I want you to do, is assess the friendships around you. If you can't share your wins and successes, then you are not in alignment. Here's the thing. If you are a empath and intuitive, you are a blessing to anybody's life that you're in. I just this evening had someone who is a good human call me and tell me about a ridiculously amazing opportunity and promotion she had. And right before I started recording, she texted me and she said, I want you to know that you literally predicted this, exactly how it happened, that the job would be created for me, that I wouldn't have to campaign for it or go out for it, that it was mine, and that it was going to happen, and it would happen within the exact time frame that you said. And she was so gracious, and she was like, this is why you're worth every penny, and this is the kind of energy that you need in your life. Not everybody can be that person, and not everyone in your life will be that person, but my bestie was not that person for me. She was not pleased and happy and exuberant for me and my wins. She was jealous and threatened, not realizing I would have only blessed her. When that good human called and said that to me tonight, we wept together. We were happy together. I was genuinely excited for her because she's spoken blessings over my life, and she spoke into my life abundance years ago before I understood my value, years and years ago. I'm so grateful for her. But here's what I will tell you. You need friends like that in your life. Even if it's your childhood bestie and you have nostalgia all wrapped up in, and the Six of Cups if you read tarot, and past life connections and soulmate connections, if they can't value you and see your worth and congratulate you where you are, then they don't deserve it. And let me tell you, in my friendship with her, when it was time to value her and stick up for her and speak blessings and teach her my craft so that she could use it and then like kick me in the face and act like, give me zero credit and then act like it never existed and then treat me like basura, I always edified her. I always was happy for her, whether she wanted to be a bus driver for a school or she wanted to be a bartender. Anything she wanted, I would have paid for it. I would have done it. I would have sent her. I was a good friend. I walked away with it with no regrets. When she was trying to gaslight me, you abandoned me, I thought, no, mama, you abandoned yourself. You let the devil play you out of a really healthy situation. Maybe not all healthy. Okay, we had some things to adjust. I'll be fair. I definitely had a part to play in it not being healthy with my own codependency. But what I will tell you is you can't have friends around you that don't celebrate you. You need that. So look at your childhood friendships, look at your college friendships. It reminds me of that movie with Jennifer Aniston where her bestie in college was named Devlin, and she hated Devlin because Devlin was like a terrible human, but she, you know, like found herself at the resort having to be around her, and Devlin had all this narcissistic ego stuff going on. And if you have a Devlin that's a bestie, don't stay attached because of time invested. Walk away and allow God to bring you the right relationships where people are not threatened by your success and not threatened by you. It didn't matter how much work I poured into that person. She found an ally with whom she could agree that I was the devil when in fact they had sold their souls. Facts. So, if your bestie is basura, or they're treating you oddly, or being passive aggressive, or taking jabs, or being mean, or acting strange, or distancing themselves, pay attention, ask your angels for some discernment and guidance, and bounce the hell out of there, y'all. It is not a place for you to stay, to be treated that way. There are other friendships that can matriculate, and I know, ladies, it is so hard to think of finding a new bestie and telling all the new secrets and all the new quirks. And I will tell you, with the good human in my life, we've had some uncomfortable moments. We've had some moments about boundaries. We've had some real conversations. But what I've seen with her is consistency. And I respect that. That's something I can work with. What is it that you can work with? What are your deal breakers? That's something that's so important to know if you're pouring energy into a friendship. Especially my empaths, we get into these narcissistic empath dynamics, yeah? So is your bestie a narc? Mine was. She was a covert narc, so it was different. I wasn't used to that. I'd only had your garden variety malignants, so she was a trick for me. It was very insidious in the last couple of years. I think it was activated by who she was around more, but she was always not really a nice person. I mean, just it is what it is, and it's kind of why I liked her. I'm not even gonna lie. I liked her bitchiness. She was strong in areas where I felt like I was weak, but then I grew up. And I outgrew that kind of bullshit behavior. In any case, guys, that's your lesson for today and my lesson for this life. If you have someone who's treating you like basura, or they're acting like basura, or they want to go link up with basura, let them go. Fuck them. And I mean that. Empaths, it's okay to say that. Fuck them. And find someone who won't fuck you over. Amen. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Come back next time and join me, and we will continue to evolve together.